Aloha everybody, and welcome back to the 5th episode of Look at That There. As you can see, we got a new graphic for you here. Hope you enjoy this one. It was kind of fun to make. Anyways, in this episode we're going to go out to MacKenzie State Park, and we're going to take a look at what it's like there now after the Kilauea eruption. Even though the lava did not actually flow into the park, it flowed on its northern boundary. It was, infected by the sulfur dioxide and lays, plumes, and stuff of that nature. But we're going to take a look at it. And I got some images from before and after of this area. Now everybody pile in the Jeep. I know it's a tight fit, but that's okay. The trip out there won't take very long. So everybody buckle up and let's go. We're currently heading southward on Highway 130. We're crossing the area where the cracks were in Highway 130, and as you can see, they've been filled and patched and paved over in order to make the road usable at a higher rate of speed than when there was the metal plates. So we're going to head on down to MacKenzie, and on the way we're going to look at some of the sites. So let's speed this puppy up. Now I'd like to take a moment just to say a special thank you to one of our community members here on YouTube. They generously donated the video equipment that was used to film this particular episode of Look at That There. So thank you very much for your generosity. And now you'll notice coming into view the beautiful Pacific Ocean. I love this drive down 130. We're actually approaching the end of it, and it is very scenic. I mean, the ocean views are just absolutely spectacular. Anyways, coming up to make our left here, you see there in the middle of the image, that is one of our tsunami warning towers, but it is also used for warning of other emergency situations as well. They were used in the eruption of the Kilauea Volcano in the Puna area as well. So we're going to turn left, and we're going to go down just a little bit to Kalapana Road, and then we're going to turn left and start heading back up to MacKenzie. This is one of my favorite little roads right here. This part of it just is up and down like a roller coaster, and playing it at a faster speed makes it even more fun. And of course, the scenic drive is just spectacular. Right there we have the ocean on our right hand side, and then we have these canopies of trees where the roads just cut through and make a tunnel. And then of course they'll open up to a clearing, and then they'll go back into another canopy, and the cycle just repeats itself as we approach MacKenzie State Park. And here we are. Okay everybody, I hope you enjoyed the ride out. It was a beautiful day for a drive, and what we're going to do now is we're going to go find us a place to park. And then we'll all get out of the vehicle one by one in an orderly fashion. No pushing, no shoving, please. And then we'll start taking a look around. Now, if everybody would please follow me, we're going to go over here to the cliffs and look at that there. We've got a black sand beach. This black sand beach was not here before the eruption. As you can see, there are a few brave souls that decided to scale down the cliffside and go boogie boarding in this new black sand beach, which actually made for some great action shots. Unfortunately, we will not be going for a swim today since none of us actually brought our bathing suits with us. So instead, we'll watch these brave guys right here having some fun in the surf. And this one guy right here, this is so cool. If you look at that there, he basically goes into that tube and shoots out the other side. And if we look over here to the right, we see a very popular fishing spot that's been there for a while, and it is still there. And today we have a gentleman out there fishing. Looks like he's got 3 reels going, and if you look there on the rocks, you'll see these little white pipes sticking up out of the rock, which looks like they've been cemented, and they have. The locals have installed these devices there to hold the fishing rods that you can see there in the bottom right hand corner, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure where he's going, but he's got either something caught on his hook there, or it's a bait fish. I suspect it's probably more bait fish. Looks a little small. So yeah, this is what people do. They fish right there off the rocks, and there's multiple locations up and down the Puna coast where locals go and fish like this. It's pretty cool. So we're going to look on down the coastline there, and can't really tell for sure if there's any more black sand down there. I didn't actually walk down there and look. I should have, but I was more interested in getting to some places over towards the left. Now, if everybody would please follow me over here and watch your step as we approach the edge of the cliff. These rocks are uneven, and we would hate for you to trip and fall. It is a long ways down, even though it would be a beautiful journey. And look at that there. We got 2, 3 little caves, double-decker. It's one of my most favorite places right here. I love to come look and see how this has changed every time I come out to MacKenzie. Now I'm going to freeze this clip right here. Take a good look. This is what it currently looks like as of the time of this recording after the Kilauea eruption. And this is what it looked like before. Look at that there. That's all I can say. And of course, this is after. That rock plateau is now covered with sand. And of course, before. And we'll flip back and forth a few times for you here. That way you can get a really good look at the differences. Of course, this is before, and now after. Just amazing. And so that gives you an idea of just how deep that sand is, because if you look there on the right, how that's the ocean, and it's deep. I mean, you know, I guess I really don't know how deep. I would say at least 10, 20 feet, if not more. Before we move on going north up the coastline, let's take in this panoramic view of the ocean meeting Hawaii. It is just amazing. Nothing to see but ocean and clouds. And of course the guy fishing on the rock, and the black sand beach where the guys are boogie boarding. Just amazing. Everybody, shall we move on? Follow me this way. We're going to move north up the coastline of MacKenzie, heading towards the north border. Did you hear that? Hold on a minute. Sounds like someone's calling my name. Well, look at that there. It's Mr. Mongoose. Mr. Mongoose, what are you doing here?
Aloha, Charles. Well, a little bird told me that you were going to be up here today, so I thought I'd come say hello. How are y'all doing today?
Wow, that's super cool, Mr. Mongoose. We're all doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Is there anything you want to say to everybody while you're here?
Actually, there is, Charles. I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet and you're enjoying this video, go ahead and do that now. It lets me and Charles both know that you really enjoyed this. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, then go ahead and click it too. And along with the bell icon, that way you can get notified when Charles posts new updates. And that's pretty much it. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your adventure.
Thank you, Mr. Mongoose, for that reminder. We do appreciate it, and you have a great day. Wow, it's pretty cool, everybody. Didn't know Mr. Mongoose was going to be out here. Anyways, let's continue. So everybody follow me and watch your steps. We got to go up over these rocks and walk out to where we're going to go. But on the way, I'm going to share a little bit of haunted history of MacKenzie with you. Starting with a little bit of history, MacKenzie State Park was built during the height of the sugar plantation era by convicts that were mostly plantation workers that committed crimes. They were brought in from Honolulu prison camps to do the work. The conditions here were very harsh, and the area was very isolated at the time. To construct the park, the convicts had to move very large rocks and clear thick rainforest. And with not having any sanitary water to drink in the hot and humid climate, they began to suffer from an outbreak of diseases, so many fell victim to the conditions. No records are available showing where the bodies are buried, and many people believe they are still in the park, which means it is very possible we could be all walking over graves right now and not even know it. Spooky. Occasionally you will hear people talk story about it. Many believe the souls of the dead convicts wander the park to this day. Visitors at the park report seeing apparitions of men carrying axes and other tools around sunset. There are even stories of cries and muffled sounds coming from inside many of the large holes in the ground left behind by the collapsed lava tubes around the park. Now for my favorite part of the story. The Huaka'i Po, also known as the Night Marchers. There is a restored section of the King's Highway which is an old coastal rock trail and was built by King Kamehameha the Great, which ruled the Hawaiian Islands between 1795 and 1819. This trail traversed around the entire Big Island and served as a major route for native Hawaiians. Local stories talk about the ghost of the ancient Hawaiian warriors, known as the Night Marchers, that still use this trail today. Just for disclosure, this trail that we're currently following here is not that trail. Now, according to Wikipedia, on the nights honoring the Hawaiian gods Kane, Ku, Lono, or on the nights of Kanaloa, they are said to come forth from their burial sites or to rise up from the ocean and to march in a large group, to ancient Hawaiian battle sites or to other sacred places. Legend says the Night Marchers are normal-sized warriors dressed for battle, carrying spears, clubs, and some are beating war drums and blowing tones from the conch shells to announce the advancing of their march. Legend also says that they are suspended in the air. Their feet do not touch water or ground as they traverse through the night, and they leave no evidence of their visitations. They march in darkness after sunset and march as a group continuously until just before sunrise. Anyone living along their path may hear chanting, sounds of blown conch shell tones, and marching noises in the night, and mortals must go inside immediately, lay prone on the floor, and not look to avoid notice, harm, or even death. Night Marchers might appear during the day if coming to escort a dying relative to the spirit world. Ancient Hawaiian beliefs state that any mortal looking upon or being seen in defiance towards the marchers will die violently unless a relative is within the marchers' ranks. Some people maintain that if the mortal lies motionless, face down on the ground, they are showing proper respect, fear, and deference to the Night Marchers, and they will be spared. Legend says planting living tea shrubs around one's home is said to keep away all evil spirits and will cause the huaka po to avoid the area. The first things noticed as a Night Marcher approaches are loud war drums in the distance. Then you will smell a foul and musky death-like odor, and you will hear the tone of a conch shell being blown, for fair warning to mortals to get out of the way, and you will see torches getting brighter and brighter as the Night Marchers get closer. And that's our little spooky story for the Night Marchers. Now let's turn our attention back to what we are currently approaching here on our little hike down the coast, or in this case actually up the coastline. This is the lava flow, the first lava flow to reach the ocean. This is on the north boundary of MacKenzie State Park. And as you can see, it's pretty tall. I would say about 20 feet here at the ocean. And as you go up the flow back towards the fissure line, it gets taller. And this is mostly all lava. It's the rough, chunky stuff. And yeah, you don't want to slip or fall on that because it will actually cut you up pretty good. It's some really, tough stuff. So yes, it's just amazing. Just amazing to look at this. And as you can see, it's even bulldozed the trees over. Now if you'll follow me, we'll take a quick walk up the lava flow towards Highway 137. And here we are at the road, and if we look to our right, we will see the lava flow that covered the road just past MacKenzie. And if you look at the people up ahead, it gives you kind of a perspective of just how high this area of the flow is. Again, this is the first one to reach the ocean. I say it's at least a good 30, maybe 40 feet high here. Okay, everybody, that does it. Let's get back to the Jeep and head back, because that concludes this episode of Look at That There, number 5. I really hope you enjoyed it. By the way, we're going up Opihi Road, heading back towards Highway 130. And I just want to say thank you for joining me on this tour. Remember, if you want to tip your tour guide, hit that thumbs up button. That's what you got to do. Also, don't forget to check out my links in the description, my Smug Mug, Redbubble, and all those for t-shirts and other different items with my different photographs, you know, pictures and things like that. And yeah, I guess that'll pretty much do it for tonight, guys. I hope y'all have a great morning, afternoon, or evening.